How many angels did God create? As Christians, we believe in a spiritual realm that is beyond our physical reality. One of the most fascinating aspects of this realm is the existence of angels. Angels are powerful spiritual beings who serve as messengers of God and carry out His will in the world. However, the question of how many angels God created has been a subject of debate and speculation for centuries. We will explore this question in depth and examine what the Bible has to say about the origins and nature of angels. We will delve into biblical passages that give us insight into the creation and function of angels, as well as examine how different Christian traditions have approached this topic. Ultimately, our goal is to gain a deeper understanding of the role that angels play in God's plan, and to appreciate the wonder and mystery of the spiritual realm. Whether you are a lifelong Christian or simply curious about the nature of angels, this post will provide you with valuable insights into this fascinating topic. We encourage you to read on and join us in exploring the wondrous world of angels and the spiritual realm. The origin of angels. To understand how many angels God created, it's important to first examine their origin. According to the Bible, angels were created by God before the creation of the physical universe. In the book of Job, God speaks to Job and asks him where he was when God laid the foundations of the earth. Job chapter 38 verse 4. This suggests that angels were present before the earth was created. The book of Colossians also gives us some insight into the origin of angels. It says that Jesus Christ is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. For by Him all things were created that are in heaven and that are on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created through Him and for Him. Colossians chapter 1 verse 15 to 16. This passage tells us that Jesus Christ played a role in the creation of all things, including the angels. It's not clear whether God created the angels directly or through the agency of Jesus Christ, but either way, the Bible is clear that the angels were created before the physical universe. The nature of angels. Before we can discuss how many angels God created, we need to understand their nature. According to the Bible, angels are spiritual beings who do not have physical bodies like humans do. In the book of Hebrews, it says that angels are ministering spirits sent forth to minister for those who will inherit salvation. Hebrews chapter 1 verse 14. This passage tells us that angels have a specific role in God's plan for salvation. They are messengers and helpers who carry out God's will in the world. The Bible also tells us that angels are powerful beings who are capable of carrying out God's judgments. In the book of Revelation, for example, angels are depicted as pouring out God's wrath on the earth. Revelation chapter 16 verse 1. How many angels did God create? Now that we understand the origin and nature of angels, we can turn to the question of how many angels God created. Unfortunately, the Bible does not give us a specific number. However, there are a few clues that can help us make an educated guess. One clue comes from the book of Revelation, which describes a vision of a great multitude of angels worshiping God. It says, "Then I looked, and I heard the voice of many angels around the throne, the living creatures, and the elders. And the number of them was 10,000 times 10,000, and thousands of thousands." Revelation chapter 5 verse 11. This passage tells us that there are at least 10,000 times 10,000, or 100 million angels, and thousands of thousands more. This is an enormous number, but it's important to remember that the Bible often uses hyperbole to emphasize a point. It's possible that this number is meant to convey the idea that there are an infinite number of angels. Another clue comes from the book of Daniel, which describes a vision of a great heavenly court. In this vision, Daniel sees thrones put in place, and the Ancient of Days was seated. His garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head was like pure wool. His throne was a fiery flame, its wheels a burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. 1,000 ministered to him. 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The court was seated, and the books were opened. Daniel chapter 7 verse 9 to 10. This also describes a large number of angels, with 1,000, or 1,000,000, ministering to God, and 10,000 times 10,000, or 100 million, standing before Him. Again, this number may be hyperbolic, but it suggests that there are a very large number of angels. Finally, the book of Jude gives us a sense of the hierarchy of angels. It says that there are archangels, Jude chapter 1 verse 9, and seraphim, Isaiah chapter 6 verse 2, among the angels, which suggests that there are different levels of authority and responsibility among them. However, the Bible does not give us a clear picture of how many angels there are at each level. In conclusion, while the Bible does not give us a specific number, it's clear that God created a very large number of angels. The passages in Revelation and Daniel suggest that there are at least 100 million angels, and possibly many more. However, it's important to remember that the exact number is not the most important thing. What matters is that angels are powerful beings who carry out God's will and play a vital role in His plan for salvation. As evangelical Christians, we can take comfort in the knowledge that God has created a heavenly host of angels to carry out His purposes. Whether there are 100 million angels or an infinite number, we can trust that God is in control and that His angels are working for our good and His glory. Let us praise Him for His wisdom and goodness in creating such a marvelous and mysterious realm. And let us seek to live in accordance with His will, knowing that we are surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses who are cheering us on. Hebrews chapter 12 verse 1.